Hi guys, in today's eyeshadow makeup tutorial I am going to be showing you how I created this cut crease creative eyeshadow makeup look. So the first step is I'm going to be applying an eyeshadow primer. I'm basically going to be placing this primer where I am going to be placing the eyeshadow, so I'm not placing it all over my lid. So guys, I forgot to do this before applying the eyeshadow primer, so I am going to be going ahead to use a paper tape to map out the part where I am going to be placing the eyeshadow, because I want a sharp edge at the end of this application. So I'm going to extend the eyeshadow primer down to where the paper tape is, and I'm going to blend that. So I'm going to be going into a blush palette just because I like the colors in this blush palette. So I'm going to be taking a pink shade and I'll be applying that as my transition color, and also this is going to be serving as a color that will tint the other colors I am going to be placing. So I'm using a fluffy eyeshadow brush because I really do not want more of this. I don't want the intensity of this eyeshadow in this area. I really just basically applied it to help me blend out other colors I am going to be placing down. So guys, I'm going back into that same palette and I'm picking this plump eyeshadow color. Sorry, this is a blush palette, so I'm picking a plump shade and I'm using a more dense eyeshadow brush because I want more of that color. I want more pigment from that eyeshadow, and now I am basically placing this directly in my eyeball area, like where my eyeball sunk in naturally. So if you use your eye to feel your lid, the part where your eye goes in above your eyeball, that's where you're going to be placing that color, because I want it to have more depth. And I'm going to be going back to blend out the edges of this plump eyeshadow with the first eyeshadow I placed down. The excess is I'm trying to make sure I blend out the colors. You know, you'll be able to see, I mean, you can tell that I have two colors going on, but you won't be able to tell where both colors meet each other. So the second eyeshadow palette I'm going to be going into, I'm picking a purple eyeshadow from that palette, and this is matte texture, and this eyeshadow palette has really pigmented eyeshadow in it. So I'm going to be using a more dense brush to place that in my crease area because I want more of that eyeshadow to show up in my crease area. So I'm going back to use a fluffy, slightly dense brush to extend the eyeshadow to the tail part of the shape I am placing that's to the part where the paper tape is. And I'm also going back into that small fluffy brush to blend those colors into one another. Then I'm going to be dipping the outer part of my eyelid with a black matte eyeshadow, and I'm using a Real Technique brush to, you know, give it more depth. So when I'm cutting it to show up a lot more, and there'll be difference between the color I placed in the lid and the color I placed in the crease area. So guys, how I cut my crease, and this is really easy for me, is I excuse the baby wipes. So I use a baby wipe, I wrapped it around my brush. That brush has like a really precise you know, like an oval kind of shape, so I use that to cut my crease. The excess of doing this, especially when you are working with lighter shade of eyeshadow on the lid and you are doing a crease eyeshadow look, sorry, so you want to make sure your lid is as clean as possible. If you don't do that, whatever color you have going on in your crease area is going to, if you don't clean it, it's going to mix with whatever color you are going to be placing on your lid, because that will mix with the primer you are going to be using on your lid. So it's better you clean your lid really well, like clean it to the extent that it's just your lid that is showing, that's the natural color of your skin that is showing. So whatever color you're placing will show its true color. So after cleaning that, I'm going ahead to use a concealer. So guys, I used a concealer, I didn't use a regular eyeshadow primer. I used a concealer. So this concealer is from Adventure, it's a Nigerian brand. So, and this is the same brush that I used the top side, that's the handle part, to wrap around the baby wipes and cut the crease. So you can see how the concealer is showing its true color without mixing with the color I have on my crease. So that's the excess. Afterwards, I'm going into this palette to place like a shimmery pink eyeshadow. It's not so deep, it's really light, almost like baby pink. Then after that, in the innermost part of my eyes, I am using a shimmer white eyeshadow just to pop that. Then on top of this lid, on top of my lid, sorry guys, I'm going into two different types of loose pigment. One has glittery textures and the other part has like a chunky textures that almost to the point where you mix it with water or with any liquid, it gives you that smooth void kind of texture. So I applied that on my lid, and I also applied that second one that has like a smooth glittery texture. I put that at the highest point of my brow bone and I blended that out. Also, now I'm going into a black eyeliner to tidy up my eyes, you know, just to create a demarcation between my lid and my lash line. Then I'm also going to be using that brush with the same gel eyeliner that I use in lining my eyes. I'm going to be using that to sharpen the shape that I created, because I basically did this look for Valentine, and I created a love heart kind of shape. So I'm using that brush and that gel eyeliner to, you know, intensify and to make it look a lot clearer. Then I went ahead to apply my lashes, use my mascara, and this is the part where I took out the paper tape. And guys, this is the process in which I'm doing my skin. So guys, let me know what you think about this look down in the comment section. Thank you so much guys. Bye.